Today, let's talk about pepper storage and how profitable it can be. People who stored pepper in 2024/2025 made a lot of money. In fact, Business Day actually put it this way: that the price of fresh pepper in Africa's most populous nation has quadrupled in 1 month as a rare pest outbreak decimates output, creating an acute scarcity that is driving prices nuts. Last year was one of the years that people who stored pepper made a lot of money, and there's a lot of factors that contributed to this. One of it was that there was a pest outbreak that destroyed a lot of farms, so those who actually stored pepper, were able to sell at a very high cost because the production of pepper was very, very low. Now, I know a lot of people are doing bell pepper farming these days and greenhouse and all of that, but all of that has nothing to actually do when it comes to pepper storage, dry pepper storage, storing chili pepper and the rest. Okay, and this is what I want to talk about in this video, because today, like I promised in my last video, I shared with you some of the agro produce that you can store in this January and be able to make profit from it. And pepper was one of the agro produce I strongly recommend that you should buy, and you should buy right now because the window of buying is already closing. So in this video, let's break down this pepper storage, how you can go about it, how you can store, when you can sell, how much you could make, and everything in between. Now, if you're new here and you don't understand what agro storage business really means, it's a very simple business model where you just buy agro produce when the agro produce is in high supply. During the harvest period, you buy it cheaper, you store it for a period of time, and then you resell it when the price has gone up. So this is just how you make money. By doing that, because of the way our farming method is in Nigeria, we actually do seasonal farming where most of the agro produce are always seasonal, so you don't have them all year round. So by storing it, you actually help to make those agro produce all year round, but also you make a lot of money because the prices are higher, because the demand at that point is higher than the supply. Okay, so if you watch my video, I've done a lot of videos on this, so you can watch and learn more. So today I'm talking about pepper storage, storing dry pepper. And when I talk about storage, all the thing we're dealing with has to do with things that are dry, okay, because I'm storing it for a long period of time. So how profitable is pepper storage and how much can you really make with it? So starting with what I just shared with you last year, people stored pepper last year made a lot of money because of the disease outbreak. However, pepper storage is very profitable. Now, the storage cycle may not always be as profitable as every cycle like what just happened, because there's a lot of factors that affect you making money from storage. If the harvest, the planting season was poor, the harvest is not much, of course those who have stored will make a lot of money and all of that. But this video, I just want to focus on where you can buy, store, when to resell, and our own strategy of buying and storing pepper, because we're actually doing that now. So for those who are in the WhatsApp community, we've already posted it, we've already shared it with them, and many people already taken advantage of it. Alright, so if you're not in the WhatsApp community, you can actually join if you want to join. Alright, so first of all, the window to buy pepper is mostly between December and January. And the reason being that January is the time you have a lot of dry pepper, and it's also the time where most farmers who have actually stored and kept theirs sell them off to be able to raise capital to do other farming that they want to do. So at that time, from my own experience, you realize that a lot of pepper are in the market, dry pepper in the market, and they're also cheap, even cheaper than December, which is the January period. Now, so that's the best time to buy. Buy in January, first week, second week, third week, before the end of January. You have lots of pepper in the market, so you can buy, you can store. Okay, there are actually different peppers that people can actually buy and store, but in this video, I'm not going to be covering all of that. But I will say that irrespective of whichever pepper you buy and store, you always make money. But some pepper you make more than others. Now, we are also buying and storing pepper at the moment, and I will be able to share with you in a subsequent video the kind of pepper we bought, so you can also see it practically. And if you want to buy that, you can buy that, you can store, you can make money. Now, where can you buy pepper? You can buy pepper from various places that peppers are produced in large quantity in Nigeria. For our own business, our business is mostly focused in Benue and Nasarawa. People also do a bit in Kano. Alright, so you can buy pepper in any of those places. You can buy in Nasarawa, you can buy in Benue, you can buy in Kano, you can buy in Bauchi, you can buy in Castina. Okay, all of these places, even in Sokoto, have lots and lots of pepper. Now, our own business model of storage is a bit different. Now, if you're doing buying and selling, where you can just buy from one location at a cheaper point and take it to another location to resell, you can do that and also make money. Or you can buy from one location, like say you go to Bauchi now, you buy lots of pepper, and then you take that pepper from Bauchi to Lagos. And then if you have a market there, then you can sell it. You have already ready market, then you can store it a period of time, then you can sell it in Lagos. You'll probably make more money, all right, than our current business model. Our business model is we don't chase customers. Okay, if you're operating that business model, it means you have to have your customers take it to the market in Lagos. That means you need to have customers, you need to have people that will take it up from you or that can buy it from you. We don't run that business model because we don't chase customers. So what we basically do is that we'll buy in the same market that we'll buy, we store in that same market, and then we'll sell it in that same market, because you always have buyers coming to that same market because they already know that is a pepper market to buy. So they will come at a time when it's not enough pepper in the market, so the prices have gone up, then we can resell. That's our business model. So we buy, store in the same place, and resell. So you can do the same. You can visit any of those states, check a little bit more, you can find the market, and then you can buy, and then you can sell. For Nasarawa, we buy and sell. Most of the people will actually bring pepper to Nasarawa market. It's called Nasarawa market, okay? Most of the people bring pepper to come and sell. They are from Benue. Now, also sometime in the Nasarawa market there is a bit higher, so we also have to go to bush market, other bush market, to buy places like Owete, Maraba, okay? Not the Maraba that you know that's here, but it's another Maraba towards the Nasarawa market side. So Owete, Maraba, that's those area, and it's also towards Benue. You can buy lots of pepper, they are cheaper, and then bring it to Nasarawa market. Nasarawa market is the popular place most people know and will not be willing to go to those bush market because they are quite inside, all right? So when the pepper is not enough, you have to go into the bush market to buy. So you can check Owete, you can check Maraba, those are the places you find lots of pepper, in case you want to know the location. I've just told you that. Now, you can also buy pepper, like I said, in Castina, in Bauchi. With a little bit of research, you can find these markets, and you can buy, and you can, buy it there, store it there, and all of that. But our business model is mostly Benue, Nasarawa. We're doing a little bit in Castina. I'll bring the videos to you once we have the footages from our staff, and then also we're doing a bit in Kano, so you can do all of that. So now, when should you buy? I've talked about it. Buy now. When should you sell? Now, when should you sell is what I want to explain to you, which is also why I'm doing this video. Now, pepper is a little bit different from other agro produce that we store and we sell, and let me explain it this way. Now, pepper is one of those produce that rises very fast. If you buy pepper in January and store by March, April, you can sell off your pepper because the price already have gone up. Now, currently there are no fresh pepper in the market, okay? Fresh pepper are not in the market, so it's mostly dry pepper that is in the market. Even the fresh pepper that is in the market are the ones that is not in abundance, okay? It's not the harvest time. It's mostly the ones that people do either from greenhouses and all of that. But like, people will farm lots of fresh pepper in the north. This is not the season, so you don't have it mostly in abundance. So because of that, from February, March, April, the prices of pepper tend to go very high, all right, or tends to rise. So those are the times to actually sell your pepper, okay? So if you're buying pepper in January, don't think that you're going to wait for another 6 months before you sell pepper. No, within January and April, the prices have risen. It can rise up to 50%, up to 60%, up to 30%. You can sell your pepper at that point, and then you can just cash out, and then you move on to buy other stuff. That's how profitable and good pepper storage is. Now from April towards April, May, end of April, May, June, July, then you have lots of fresh pepper hits the market. Okay, most people who have farm pepper in commercial quantity, especially in the north, they hit the market with their fresh pepper. So because of that, the price of pepper, from our own experience, tend to fall at that period. All right, now it's not like it falls totally, okay, but it will fall beyond what it was in March and in April because of fresh pepper. People have options now. Both dry pepper and fresh pepper, they have their different use and they have their different demand by different people. But nonetheless, when a fresh pepper hits the market, it also reduces the number of people who are chasing the dry pepper, especially those who are not like processors and all of that. People who use it for household, usages, they probably switch to fresh pepper because it's cheaper at that point. But people who use dry pepper for different purposes, either for processing or for other stuff, they still buy, but the prices are not as high as it used to be in March, early April, okay, because of this fresh pepper. However, you can decide to still store your pepper to around October. At that October, November, most of the fresh pepper which has hit the market from that April, May have already, people have harvested, and the harvest is already, finished. So at that point, you find that pepper begin to rise, the price begin to rise again from that October, November, December. The prices also tend to rise again at that point. Okay, so those are like the two primary windows that I know that people sell pepper and make profits from it, based on my own experience too. And if you watch this video and you know better, please let me know. But if you buy pepper now, March, April, you have a good window to sell because the price has come up. If you think it's not up to the percentage that you target, then you can still wait till October, November, December, the price will still go up. So those are the two best windows. But again, there's a lot of things that contribute to the price hike of food storage, just beyond this. In fact, for instance, insecurity contributes a lot. If there's a lot of insecurity happening and people cannot bring a lot of fresh pepper into the market, you find out that the people that stored will already have lots and lots of profit to make because everyone will be chasing towards what they have. Okay, so it's a lot that contributes to this things that makes the food price or agro storage to really go up and for you to make profit from it. All right, so essentially buy your pepper in January, okay, and store. March, April, you can sell and make your profit. Let me talk about sales as well. Like I shared in my last, some of the videos I did last year, I said that when you do agro storage business, don't do it with a greedy mind. Always have a profit projection in your mind, okay? And once you hit that profit projection, just sell and move on. Don't say, let me wait. Your thinking of let me wait could actually just cause the price to crash. Anything can happen at any time. The prices can rise up so fast and can also crash so fast. So once you hit your profit margin, if you bought and then your profit margin, you're trying to hit 50% or 30%. Once you hit that, sell off and just move on and invest in other things. So don't just keep waiting. But you can also play the long game and wait, and hopefully if it rises beyond the 50 to 100 to 300, then you can make the money that from your waiting game. But for me, I always advise people who I work with, investors and those who in my community, have a price profit margin in your mind. Once you hit that profit margin, just move on and that's it. Okay, so what else have I not talked about? So I've shown you when to buy, I've talked about where you can buy, I've also talked about the window time to sell, how profitable is pepper storage. Like I just showed you last year, from even report from Business Day, the price actually quadrupled. So, and I also told you those who bought like 60,000-70,000 naira per bag, we are selling for 200 to 50, per bag of pepper. And again, depending on the species of pepper that you bought, you can either make more money and the other ones. Yeah, so that's it for pepper. I'm not sure that's something I haven't covered. The only thing I'll be doing again as a follow-up to this video is to show you videos of us storing our pepper and how we stored it in the market. So that's what I'm going to bring to you the other time. I am not the one buying in Castina because I have someone there buying. So once they do the video, they'll send it to us and I'll be able to put that. But in Nasarawa market, I'm also buying, my staffs are buying. But when I visit the market, I also do my own documentaries that I can bring it for you guys to see and show you how we store this pepper so that you can also learn from our own experience, just like we've done in Egusi and all of that. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you who also ask some questions in our community to say like, how well is Egusi doing right now? Well, Egusi price is still rising, but the Egusi price is rising right now. If you bought Egusi that we bought in August, we bought at 158,000, 160,000 maximum in terms of everything, storage and all of that. Right now Egusi is selling for 180, 175 to 185, between 175 to 185. And some people that we also work with help to buy and all of that, we've already sold theirs, we're giving them their money at 180. They sold at 180, so that means for one bag they are making like 20,000 naira for one bag. So if you do the maths, you can tell if you stock 100 bag and you make 20,000 naira for one bag, you already know how much that gives you, around 2 million or so plus. All right, so the more you store, the more money you make. So we also did granules, but we're not selling granules. We should be selling granules soon as well. So yeah, so storage is a very good business. I know last year people lost a lot of money from storage because of the government regulation. So a lot of people are very skeptical right now to do storage, okay? But it still remains one of the easiest entry into agri business, and even much easier and much predictable than even farming itself, because farming in Nigeria is not predictable at all because of several things that's happening or going on in the country. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and like I said in my last video, we'll be talking about other agro produce one by one. Right now, I have explained in my other videos, you can store pepper, you can store guinea corn, you can store beans, you can store soya beans, you can store yam. All of this you can store right now, but we just talked about pepper today. We'll talk about other ones subsequently. See you guys on the very next one.